Hello YouTube, and this is the new Nerf Elite Strongarm. A lot of people are calling this an upgraded Maverick, and while it does have a lot in common with the Maverick, it actually has more in common with the Spectre. But we'll talk about that in more detail later. First, let's talk about the box. The box is similar to the box that a Maverick comes in. It's got a nice glossy finish to it with the Elite color scheme and some bright orange detailing. It also illustrates two of the most important features on the front of the box, which are the 75-foot ranges and the 6-dart slam fire, which I'm very excited about. On the back of the box, it says it has a slam fire slide, a tactical rail, a rotating barrel, and it comes with 6 Elite darts. To remove it from the packaging, you just need to cut these 3 pieces of twine. One is here behind the grip, one is behind the blaster itself, and the other is behind the barrel, and then it comes right out. The first thing I noticed when I took the Strongarm out of the box is that the grip is actually quite large for a Nerf blaster. I think it looks kind of cool, but it's very interesting. As far as the other features of this blaster, it has the button right here to pop out the barrel turret, like the Maverick and the Spectre did. And like the Spectre, the barrel turret comes all the way out. It spins very nicely, and it slaps back in very, very smoothly, which are all very cool features. Something interesting that they've done is, unlike the other two blasters, in the barrel turret here, there are no air restrictors, and that's because the air restrictor is in the plunger tube system back here. So you have one air restrictor that functions for all of the individual barrels. This is the rotation mechanism. It's similar to the one that's in a Spectre or a Maverick. And then this right here is actually a safety lock that prevents the trigger catch from engaging when the barrel turret's out. There's a fantastic amount of engineering involved in this blaster. Something else I want to point out to you is this piece right here. This is the front of the plunger tube, and if you'll notice, it has foam on it. And there's a very important reason for that. On the Spectre or the Maverick, you had this gap between the barrel turret and the body itself, and no matter what you did to it, that severely limited the ranges because air could escape in that gap. And some people actually went in and they would put craft foam in between, and that would help reduce it, but it would also cause friction on the rotation of your barrel turret. Well, Nerf has solved this by making the plunger tube actually move forward as it's fired, and it meets the back of the barrel turret. Now, also to incorporate that, they had to address the rotation of the barrel turret, which was a big issue in the Maverick because as it rotated, it would shake as it would fire, and that would give you jams and inconsistent firing, and it caused a whole bunch of problems. They solved that a little bit with the Spectre by making it rotate when you prime the blaster, but it still had some of the same issues. Now, the way that they have solved that, and I have no idea of the mechanics other than it's awesome, if you notice when I fire this, not only will the plunger tube come out to meet the barrel turret, but directly after it fires, the barrel turret will rotate. And so by rotating and setting up the next dart after it fires, it's much more reliable and much more consistent. Here, let me show you. And let me get the angle right. There you go. Isn't that awesome? Something else to point out is this gap right here. It's not on the other side, it's only on this side. And I was trying to figure out what it was. At first I thought it was maybe to accommodate larger darts, but the barrel turret rotates away from it as opposed to into it. So the only thing I can figure that it's for is potentially if you have a misfire, which I think would be highly unlikely with this blaster, but if you have a misfire where the dart shoots about halfway out, having that gap there would allow the half-fire dart to clear as it rotated to set up the next shot and not necessarily jam the blaster. Something else to point out is that like the Fire Strike, the barrel posts here are quite long, and because they're so long, it will accommodate, obviously, the Elite darts. It'll also accommodate suction cup darts and taggers and whistlers and all that. However, it will not accommodate streamline darts, and that's because of the design of the head that actually goes down to about this far or so inside the dart. And the barrel post stops the dart from going in all the way and activating the air restrictor. So you can see that's as far as the streamline dart will go into the barrel turret. And if you try to fire it, it might get just a little bit of range, but because it's not activating the air restrictor, they won't fire well. So we're going to take that out. Another thing that I want to talk about is the slam fire of this blaster. It fires. So now I'm going to show you the awesome cowboy style quick draw and slam fire features of this blaster. You ready? Could you see it? That was the quick draw feature. So if you want to have like a showdown with two buddies and do 12 paces at noon, this blaster is awesome for that. And there you go. Shoots at very high velocity. The performance is very similar to the performance of all the other Elite blasters, so I can tell you easily the ranges are about the same. Plus it says on the box that it gets 75 feet. My final verdict on the Strongarm: for a revolver-style Nerf blaster, there's really nothing else you can ask for. Nerf really hit it out of the park with this one. There is a remarkable amount of engineering involved, and it is a hell of a lot of fun to play with. So I guess that's it for now. If you liked the video, please subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.